Thinking Byzantine here. Today we'll be talking about ICLN, or the iShares Global Clean Energy ETF. Now before we get into this page, I'd like to say that I'm not a financial advisor, and this is all my own opinion. Please do your own research before entering a position. So, let's jump right in. Effective April 19, 2021, the underlying index for the fund underwent a methodology change, including the expansion of the index's target constituent count. So basically, ICLN has changed the methodology to allow for certain types of stocks to get in. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot more utility companies in this stock, this ETF. And by expanding their target constituent count, they're probably going to expand it probably as high as 100. Probably not there yet, but it's definitely going to be a lot higher than 30. So let's jump right in. Now, previously, I've talked about this ETF back in December, and Plug Power was the top holding. And even before the switch up, just a bit under a month ago, we only had around 33 holdings, and Plug Power was still the top holding at the time. This ETF was being criticized for having such a large amount of Plug Power, mainly due to the fact that Plug Power has not had a good run in these past few months. As we go look at Yahoo Finance, Plug Power peaked at $73 and is currently trading at $26.50. And when a company in the ETF drops, the underlying value of the ETF drops as well. So that's why when a lot of these renewable companies started dropping, this ETF dropped as well. As you can see here, that it dropped all the way down from up here to down here. And another thing to keep in mind when investing in this ETF is that it has not been performing well since inception. Still down a bit, but it had a good recent run, over 150% in a year. So just keep that in mind when investing. Currently, this company is now holding 84 companies, price book ratio of 3.14, and that dividend yield is higher than the trailing, mainly probably because of the utility companies that are in this ETF now. So it's at 0.66%. And now let's look at these top companies. I guess you could say that the fee is still 0.46. So now let's look at these companies. So we have Vestas Wind Systems, Ørsted, Enphase, which is something that has been in the top 5 for a while now, since December at least. Enphase was number 4 back in December, and Enphase was the second biggest holding as recently as last month. Now let's go back here. So now to number 3. We got Xcel Energy, which is another utility. This is based in the Midwest. I forgot to say that Ørsted, if I'm saying that correctly, is a Danish utility company, I believe. Here's Nextera Energy, I think one of the bigger utilities in America, or North America anyway. And here's Plug Power. They've been downgraded from number 1 to 8th, I believe. So they cut their holdings around half, which is pretty good, as when ICLN has been performing so poorly, it doesn't affect this ETF as much. But this ETF is still a bit top heavy, and with Vestas Wind System being at 7.9%, which is similar to how Plug Power was at 7.5%. So this ETF is highly reliant on its top holdings. Now, recently, ICLN has been going up a bit, 2% today, and which is a nice thing for plug holders, or not plug holders, ICLN holders. But if you held a ICLN since January, you'll still be down around 30 percentage points. So what are your guys' thoughts on ICLN and basically their overhaul? Do you think ICLN is still overpriced, or is it a buy? Because even the new utility companies that were added into this ETF are a bit pricey in using traditional metrics like NE or Next Energy PE ratio of 37 compared to another utility company, Southern Company, at 22. Just keep that in mind when you're answering the comment section below. And this is Thinking Byzantine, and have a good night.